Hello and welcome to the field where I'm pooping my pants because we have got the SkyHook 2.6 ready to go. With me today I've got Rob, who is one of the designers, and if it goes wrong it's all his fault because he's checked it out. Neil, previous hero of flying big planes, is going to help, and Ellie the dog. So yeah, let's get this in the air. The only difference made since last time is in here we've got two 5000 milliamp batteries because it was quite tail heavy until we got this much in, but we're only using one at a time, so it's just a case of swapping them out. Anyway, we'll get flying.
So we launched from this slope here. You can't really see it, but it's a hill. The wind's coming on and it's quite strong, which we're thinking is pretty good for this plane. So Rob gave it a bit of a run up and a launch for me. At first I didn't power up much because it seemed to be going on, and then it sort of started falling down, so I'm quickly on with the power. And it felt a little bit pitchy, but just at this point I'm like, okay, yep, we're alright now. We're flying around and it's going to be okay. Still pitching up and down a little bit. I'm a little bit fiddly on the sticks. But at this point I managed to fly it around right into the sun, so none of us could see it. And then it sort of fell down a bit and I'm sort of just about recovering, at which point it's still pitching and Rob says, do you want me to take over? And I'm like, yeah, sure, give it a go. So I just wanted to look at how the camera was when we launched, and you'll have to see that awful launch again. And you can see it's kind of, you know, it's okay, you can see stuff. And then when I took over FPV, we were getting this situation. And what had happened was the camera had somehow, in about 4 seconds, managed to work its way a little bit loose. It's screwed in with a screw and a nut that just holds it in place and allows me to pan it, but this had come completely loose. So while I was FPVing it, and FPV'd fine, Rob got the Mavic back up to have a look at some chase footage. I say chase footage, some of it is sort of going past footage, some of it is kind of chasing. And at this point it was FPVing absolutely fine. Now this area we've got is lovely and big, but it is really difficult to actually work out where you are. The landscape flattens and there's not all that many landmarks, so I was mainly concentrating on just flying normal circuits and working out where we were. Now at this point we spotted another problem, or Neil did. He spotted that the V-tail looks slightly off, and if you have a look at it here you might be able to see that it seems to be that the right V is kind of going too far down, almost at a 90-degree angle. And we figured this might have come loose, and that could be a problem, and certainly a possible problem in terms of getting proper elevator control. And obviously what we didn't want it is moving anymore. At this point in time the plane was actually flying pretty nicely, fairly easy to fly, wasn't pitching about all over in the sky because it was just so damn big. But yeah, it was already time to bring it down. Now FPV goggle wise, I'd really only just started getting going, and I just started looking at the other modes. I've been in pass through it all this time, and I just decided to put it into stabilize mode and I could take my hands off, and that was absolutely fine. So I was just thinking about how to get my crow braking on and how to come to a landing, and again Rob said, do you want me to land this line of sight? I can put it down on that little hill pretty easily. So I was like, absolutely sure, let's get it down and let's get it sorted out. So he checked out the crow in midair, and then he went into a turn and disaster happened. Which Neil just managed to capture here on the gimbal camera we were using. So off we all went to find it, expecting it to be smashed into a million pieces, and kind of hoping it hit a bush. Neil found it, and as you can see the nose did not fare all that well, and I'm afraid it's not so good for that landing.
Well, that happened, and what we had there is an interesting situation where what it turned out to be is that the tail wasn't secured, as I already thought it was stuck on, but Rob's just told me no, that was just taped. So this could move, and did move, which caused some instabilities. Rather than bring it down, I handed it to Rob to bring down. It's looking a little bit sheepish now. And we had a stall. It was still perhaps a little bit tail heavy. Perhaps that tail wasn't giving us the elevator authority because it was moving, and down it came and smashed a bit of the nose. But I've just had how to repair a composite glider explained to me, and it doesn't sound too bad at all. We'll just get it going, and I think we're going to exchange these 3S batteries over for a 4S and get some proper weight in the nose so we can balance that out better. So yes, quite a typical result for me and large planes. They generally end up in pieces on the floor, but you know, we can come back and we can try it again. Bye for now.
Well, you've made it to the end of the video, so thanks once again for watching. If you like what you saw, then please consider subscribing, and if you really like what you saw, then be sure to check out the link to my blog for a variety of ways in which you can help support this channel.